voice mod. It's voice mod again. It's not me. Is it? Oh, it's working. Oh, thank God. Oh, hello. Hi. How are we doing? Hello. I swear I normally have normal intros to my stream. How are you guys? Welcome back. Welcome in for our second stream of the week where we are just going to be yapping about the apocalypse again because apparently I didn't do it enough the first time. Talking about some new merch coming up and some sneak peeks of merch coming up after that merch is coming up. We're doing a lot of merch stuff. This is what happens when I don't go to conventions is my ideas become manifest because listen, Canva made the mistake of giving me another 30-day free trial to their premium shit, so now I'm here. Let me reset my camera and make sure you guys can actually see me at more than 3 frames a second if you're watching on anything that's not Instagram. There we go. Hello. Hi. Lucas says merch stuff. Yeah, so I've got one thing that's out now and shipping right before Valentine's Day that's for charity. And then I got another thing that you guys have seen the design of that someone just like today was able to confirm it actually looks okay with the embroidery, because embroidery is a fucking coin toss when it comes to creating merch. Sometimes they get the colors wrong, sometimes the stitching doesn't work, sometimes, I don't know, stuff just goes wrong. And by the way, if you guys buy Rose Garden merch or you're planning on buying Rose Garden merch, don't do it yet. I need to fix the design, but hold off. I'll let you know when it's fixed. In the meantime, yeah, so we got some stuff now, some stuff later, some stuff that's been teased. Cheese Prof says, is that the blanket thing? It looks dope. It is, yes. So, for those who have been looking over on TikTok and seeing like my unboxing videos and my mail calls and things like that, one of the things that I teased a little while ago, because I wasn't sure if I could talk about it yet, is something I got the green light to talk about as of like yesterday, which is a collaboration with Nick and Nikki of My Nerd Life to create, no joke, a whole ass tapestry for charity. So here, hold on, let me rearrange my windows so I can actually see chat. I swear to God, I'm a professional. Lucas says, finally the blanket. Yeah, so this is, hi Michael, coming over from YouTube, good to see you. So this is, let me see if I can hold this up right. There we go. This thing is huge. So bear with me here because it's really fucking big, but it's a tapestry that is going to, all the proceeds go to whatever charity streams we happen to be doing throughout the year. And so it goes from you guys to My Nerd Life to usually directly whatever charities. It doesn't go through me, but it goes straight to Tiltify, which goes straight to the charity, like Doctors Without Borders and things like that. So this is, I can't even like physically hold out. I can't physically hold it out big enough to be able to show you guys the full design. Hold on. Okay. Here we go. Maybe? Thoughts? She's got, I can't show the bottom. Hold on. So it's a druid wandering through a snowy cliff, snowy mountain with, you can kind of see, where's it? There we go. You can see she's got flowers. Wherever she steps, she's headed towards a portal. I think it's cool. And so that's over on the link tree right now. And what's best about it, mind you, is that it's not just like a bullshit plastic tapestry. It's actually 100% cotton, so you can properly use it as a blanket, which is really nice because I hate things that are not functional. So it's gorgeous. It's really fucking big, and it's over on mynerdlife.com. It's called like the Rose Tapestry as far as the URL goes, but the actual name is the Thornmorden's Watch, which goes so fucking hard, by the way. They have it in a couple different sizes. I'll put it in the chat now if you guys are watching and curious about it, but it'll always be up in the link tree. So, hey, Ginger Viking over on YouTube says, howdy, avid Magic player, so excited you started playing. Dude, it's been horrible for my wallet, but it's been great for my connections, I guess. Aries says it's so badass, what the fuck? It's really cool, it's really cool. The artist is, oh my god, what is it? 3Goo or Third Goo or something like that on Instagram, Third Goo Illustrations, and they do a bunch of like really metal looking art. So it was super cool to see. Benji says, oh, blanket? I thought it was a card sleeve. Do you guys want it as a card sleeve? I don't know. I don't know how to produce card sleeves. I don't know if that's within my abilities. But let's see. Atticus Rowan says, absolutely want to get that. God damn. It's really not. It's really fucking solid. It's also machine washable, which is, I forgot to mention that in the video and the post that I was talking about it in. You can just throw this shit into a washing machine, which is great because I call myself adamantly not a cast iron girly because I can't stand anything in my kitchen that I can't just throw into a dishwasher and forget about. If it requires extra maintenance, I don't want it around. So that's quite nice as well with regards to all this, is that you can just toss it into washing machine and call it good. So it is truly actually functional, which is quite nice. Sobdim says, or a deck box design. I need to find there's a good way to do merch like that. It's like a deck box, or because my merch, my website is run through Fourth Wall. So that's all. It's very limited in what it can do. It's a lot of like basically sweaters and shirts and notebooks. Stickers are really easy to do actually, so I have a lot of stickers and stuff. They have like that, and then a couple different varieties of home decor. So like this Nightmare Game Master and Nightmare Player mug are probably some of my favorites. But yeah, they don't have a whole lot with regards to like, I don't know, nerd shit, I guess, which is not it's not surprising. But yeah. Thought Crime says the empty wallet feeling from Magic never goes away, unfortunately. I know. To be fair, like, Lorwyn's honestly gonna hold me over for a decent amount of time because I have no interest in any of the Universes Beyond stuff. So, I don't know. Hi, Deuce Covington. Hello. I was saying, okay, fine, I'll Twitch. Hi, everybody. Hi! Cash Cow said, and the Cash Cow sticker. Dude, this fucking sticker has... So, hold on, let me show you this shit. I did this as a joke. This was I literally called it the Cash Cow shitty holographic sticker, where I just drew a picture of a dragon because... I forget why. I think it was like as part of a charity stream or when everyone subbed, they got a little shitty drawing. And people liked it so much that Cash Cow actually like went in, photoshopped it to clean up some of the lines, and then wanted it sold as a holographic sticker. And this has sold better than anything else on my goddamn store so far. I don't know how many units off the top of my head, but it's like topping the fucking charts, which is insane. Anyway, let's see. Oh, Atticus Rowan, thank you so much for the $5 tip. That's really sweet of you. Yeah, sorry, we're still doing money raising for cat stuff. A couple of you guys have actually sent me cat things as well, which has helped a lot, either off of Throne or just like little toys and things like that, which is so cute. I got a pile going in my living room of all that sort of thing. Luke says more shitty drawings are needed, clearly. I guess I even have, hold on. Oh no, it was DV that did the editing. There we go. But yeah, this is, I don't know. I just assumed it was Cash Cow buying it like 17 to 20 times. So, let's see. Oh, Nizzle says, what store do you have? It's just a little merch store just for people who like this stuff. It's not like obnoxious merch though. I try and maintain that it's actually kind of decent and subtle, and there's a lot on there. And it's got like mostly slut for lore and whore for lore stickers and stamps and all that sort of stuff. So, like, I'm pretty sure this plant, I still have this plant, it's just way more dead now. That is, it's not good photography, but like you can see a decent amount of the pictures I've taken myself of me in the merch, and so. Aries says the Slut for Lore shirt is fire to lift in. Oh shit, I'm glad you like it, hell yeah. You had the tie-dye one? Yeah, I like that. I also, let me see, where is it? The Slut for Lore. That's not it, this one. Yeah, it's cool. I don't think anyone's ever bought any of the lighter colors, and to be honest, I get it. Like the darker one is definitely my favorite. Lino says, "Oh no, the plant is more dead now. Who could have foreseen?" Hey, it's vaguely alive. It's not in this room, but I'm trying my best. Okay. Let's see. Han Princess is a pure chaos sticker, and I love it. They make it way too easy to put things onto shirts and stickers. I don't know. I really should be putting out more designs, to be honest. Announcer says your embroidering has been so good though in the merch, even like the single threads are showing up. It's good on the Slut for Lore and Whore for Lore merch. I haven't seen it in person on the Nightmare collection yet, which by the way, I love this collection. This is probably my favorite thing. It's like shirts and sweaters and things like that that say Nightmare Game Master, Nightmare Player. It's really good for like, I don't know, gifts and things like that. But the one thing that I have seen that is objectively not good, here, I can actually show you. The Rose Garden merch has an issue where you can see right where there is the rose stem here, and then that little bit in the background on the leaves. There are two parts that are not supposed to be red. And when I did the design, it showed up totally normal. Like you can see it looks dark green here, but when it actually prints, it's red for some reason. And so I've emailed back and forth with them about it for a little bit to be like, hey, why is this producing weird? I didn't notice until very recently. So definitely recommend holding off on buying stuff if you care about the minute details. I'm a minute detail girl, so I don't know. But anyway, that's all that. We weren't going to talk about merch for forever. Hi, hello over on Instagram. Fry Society says hello. Let's see. Anakin Skywalker over on YouTube says hi. Deuce Covington says, I roll my eyes at Magic the Gathering, but I'll absolutely rock Sorcery the Assembly merch. Dude, it is I started a server with a bunch of friends of mine, like other content creators who are into like Magic or have gotten into it recently. We all, like every single D&D content creator you know has been into Magic the Gathering either since before the dawn of time, or they've dragged the rest of us into it. And so recently there's been like a whole resurgence of people getting into Magic from D&D, especially since Gen Con 2025-ish, I think it was, is when we all started buying pre-cons. And so now we play on Tabletop Simulator and things like that, which is why I made that video kind of walking people through how to play online and with their friends, because we're all so scattered. So yeah, it's cool. Nonster says, did you touch grass today? Are you feeling less sleepy? I'm gonna get a vitamin D test. I am not. I actually slept till 2 today, and after that I was just like miserable. I don't recommend it. I don't know what happened. Sky Society says they love how many D&D creators are playing now. Yeah, apparently Alex's whole friend group down in LA has been like asking how to play and asking to play ever since that tutorial, and so I like it. I think it's cool, especially because they're putting out, actually, I don't know if you guys saw, they just announced a like major drop of Secret Lair / D&D stuff. Hold on, Magic the Gathering Secret Lair, I think I'll have to find it's not dropping until next week, I want to say. Yeah, the Dungeons and Dragons like collaboration that they're doing. The Roll for Initiative Super Drop is what they're calling it, but where do I find the actual list of things? Oh, it's not gonna be here, is it? Damn it. All right, well, there was an article talking about it. Yeah, here we go. So this has all of them. There's a bunch of stuff to do with like the Baldur's Gate type things. So Shadowheart, Gale are both on here. They also have like this Black Lights and Dark Dungeons collaboration. I just think the Displacer kitten looks really fucking cool. There's also Shadows over Baldur's Gate. There is Whispers in Candledeep. I know Maddie's gonna love this particular counterspell. Strahd's Descent is really cool to me because I really like the Curse of Strahd like module. It's my favorite published module. Scar Society says Alex is great. One time I played against him and he was just using his Warhammer deck, and when he realized he couldn't win, he used a spell that did 200 and damage. Oh my god, 200 damage to all of us, and we were all dead simultaneously. It's insane playing against him because he does shit that I didn't know was possible in the game. And like it's kind of inspiring in like a fun way, but also I'm like, I feel bad for playing against him because I'm like, I don't know, dude, you're way out of my league, bracket wise and all that. Like, it's fascinating to watch. I feel like I'm not challenging enough though. Pastelbox says, dude, you hit Magic hard. I saw that pic on Facebook. That's a lot of cards. Yeah, so that's my living room right now. It's like box after box after box of cards that are, they're organized though. Let me tell you, that organization system saved my fucking life because I started getting into, it took hours, days actually to organize properly, where I would put things into, you know, categories based on color, and then within that I would sort them alphabetically. And let me tell you, that's hard. That's not easy. It takes a lot of fucking time, but now it takes me about maybe a couple of seconds to find any card that I need out of the collection, and it's, you know, that in combination with Mana Box has been amazing. So Hados says, I was gonna say you seem chipper today. The facade is holding up. Thank you. I did also just open the gift that you sent me, Hados, like right before I started filming. I haven't posted it yet, but hi Reaper, how's it going? This is not gonna be a full taste test stream, but we do have something that I'd want to give a little try because A, I'm hungry, and B, it looks really good. Hados over in the Twitch chat sent me like a little gift box from Australia recently, which is full of like all these snacks and like a cat toy, which was so cool. And one of the things that was inside was a series of Lamington fingers. I don't know what this is, but it says Aussie Classic on it. And apparently it's like, I'm assuming sponge, it just says sponge fingers. I'm assuming that means sponge cake, but like in long form, the long way. And it's covered in what they call a chocolate sauce. I don't know what that means. And then also like shaved coconut and stuff like that. I figured we'd give it a try. I think the exact joke I made on the video was like, I don't know who Lamington is, but I hope his fingers taste good. And Geronimo says, surprise, it's actually Vegemite. Dude, it looks like Vegemite. Seriously, this is, hold on. That's a suspicious color for chocolate, let me tell you. Oh, Hados says it's sponge cake dipped with jam dipped in chocolate and rolled in coconut. Oh, it also says new recipe. And it also has a 1.5 health star rating. This is something that I noticed with Australian snacks is they have like health star ratings. And I've never seen a good one, but I think that's also just my choice in snacks. And Andronimo says Vegemite seems more likely. So the box did also include Vegemite. I have tried Vegemite. I'm okay with it. I don't hate it. And that's because I tried it the right way, like on a cracker with a butter layer to protect my fucking tongue. So I recommend that if you're gonna do Vegemite, do it the right way. I'm kind of excited to have some around and, you know, some good toast. Let's see. Lino says, oh, finally some food that's not stale chips. Yeah. Thanks. Hato says I can give extensive Vegemite ideas. Dude, please do, because all I know is that Andronimo says coward eat a spoonful. I am not doing that. I don't care how much we donate to charity. There's no shot. Keegan also says, or you can follow tradition and let them eat a spoonful. I hate it here. I'm gonna try the fingers. Here, hold on. Also, Ghastly Hollows. I could absolutely hydrate real fast. I haven't drunk nearly enough water. It's a consequence of sleeping all day. But, okay. I'm worried. Oh, they're small. Oh, I thought they were like square. Okay, I see. I thought they would be girthier. So this is it. This is a little Lamington finger. This is a Lamington thingy. I'm gonna try not to drop coconut in my PC. Cheers. Oh, it smells really good. Oh, it smells like German chocolate cake. You guys have German chocolate cake in Australia? Or is it just, I don't know, just cake? That's really good. It really does taste like German chocolate cake, but less intense on the chocolate. That's actually really tasty. And it's spongy. And it's not stale. It's all gonna go stale now that I've opened it, but oopsies. Vault Dweller says what makes the cake German? It was part of the Axis powers. It was on the wrong side of history. No, hi Mickey Mouse over on YouTube. Let's see. Oh. Wait, Apollo said it's originated by someone with the last name German. It's not from Germany. You're kidding. Really? Damn, imagine an entire country, especially Germany, taking all the credit for your fucking cake invention. That would suck. Hados also says Lamingtons are great depression food. I feel less depressed. It's working. I like it. But someone asked, what are you gonna actually get from the secret layer drop? I mean, I know I don't really like the lands that much. I love the concept and I like the references, but I don't think that's for me necessarily. Like the whole like Underdark vibe, the Tomb of Annihilation, they're cool, but I don't know if I'd pay that much for full art lands, even if they're foil, you know? I was really tempted to get the all dice cast bundle, but like, I feel like if anything, I don't know, I tend to buy singular cards from secret layers eventually, you know? I really, really like the art here. I think it's a cool vibe. I don't know enough about Baldur's Gate 3 to like know enough about Shadowheart or Gale to really care about those drops. But at the same time, as a D&D nerd, like the straw drops are really fucking cool. Like Castle Ravenloft as an alternate Voldaren estate, fucking amazing. I would drop that in my deck immediately. Oh wait, Andronimo says, have you seen the all description lands? Wait, yes, hold on. Magic, all text lands. The full text lands are, oh my god. This was a secret draw, oh my god. I didn't know this was a secret layer. I thought it was like a joke that someone made. I didn't realize these were real cards. Holy shit, wait, let me adjust this a little bit so that way people who are on the mobile apps can see. Yeah, so it's essentially like, as opposed to full arts, it's just 100% text going over what exactly the fucking lands do. Oh my god. Oh my god, I love it so much. I wish they would do more like jokes type shit like this. But please tell me this was like a full on like April Fool's Day drop. Oh wait, Andronimo says you want them, don't you? Kinda. This is fucking hilarious. Where do maybe my local card shops have them. I also feel like I would want it for the sake of having, so this is something that I wanted to do for a while. I really want to make a Magic the Gathering deck that is purely like, it's just all cards that fuck with the fundamental basics of the game. And so Lucas says, Diana, did you ever play the unglued sets? They're the official sets of all jokes. I know, yeah, I have a bunch of them because DBCU sent me a bunch of the unsets. Also, the double X, hi, welcome in. Let's see, but yeah, no, I really want to make a deck that's 5 color, and it's gonna have just a bunch of cards that mess with how you normally play the game. So for example, the cards that are like, all creatures now have haste, or you play with your hand face up, or everyone draws 2 cards. Everything like that, all the way up to like, fucking everyone votes to sacrifice creatures and all that sort of stuff. That's like, you don't normally do this in Magic, but it'd be fucking cool. Also, Flash Cloud, thank you so much for the sub. Same with Double X, good to see you. Yeah, oh my god, the foil Voracious Reader bundle. Yeah, so it's just foil versions of the fucking, the full text lands. This is actually so fucking funny. Are the rest of these like this? No, it just looks like, dual lands and a bunch of other stuff. I can't say that I've seen these in stores, but it's really cool. I really like it. Larry says you should look at Scrambleverse then. Is that like Scrabble? No, Apollo says, seen card stealing mechanics? Those are always interesting. I'm playing your deck. Oh yeah, so I do want to make a Turgid deck. Only for the sake of being able to threaten people with it. I wouldn't actually play it, I promise. Hi, Alex, over on Instagram. Oh wait, Cheese Prof says to finish your turn, you must recite the entire B movie. Yeah, but it'd be legal. Apollo's not also said, or sorry, Egan says the opposing player cannot tap their lands on their next turn. Yeah, it's like that stuff, or the stuff that's like no one gets to untap any of their creatures unless another permanent enters the battlefield. Things like that, right? Where it'd be a nightmare to play against if you're a new player, but it'd be fun. Scrambleverse is a card in Magic. Oh, hold on. Verse. Let's see. Scrambleverse. For each non-land permanent, choose a player at random, then each player gains control of each permanent for which they were chosen. Untap those permanents. See, that sort of shit is amazing. That's fun. It's stuff that you intentionally like cannot plan. I'm assuming someone can. You could plan a commander deck around it, but like I think it'd be fucking hilarious to just throw out here. Andronima says how to be an asshole that's not Bono Blue. Exactly. Yeah, you get it. Let's see, Apollo's Not says, my buddy's making a Tasha deck. She reserves spells from other players' graveyards to play later. Yeah, so I have a lady, I forget her name, it starts with a K for sure, and her whole thing is that she casts instants and sorceries from her own graveyard all the time, and it's like every time you do it, you could potentially cast for free, or something like that. The loudest car ever is passing outside. Keegan says, I actually kind of want to start playing Magic too, but I barely have time and resources for my other hobbies right now. Yeah, it is a pay-to-win hobby, and they will never beat those allegations, but at the same time, there are ways to play for cheaper. And, I mean, proxies are not sanctioned, but they're welcomed by the Magic the Gathering, like, you know, officially WotC and all that sort of stuff. For a reason, because it's like an on-ramp to eventually buying their stuff. So, you know, it's cool. I like it. Overthinker says, one of my favorites is Gonti. He makes it so every time a creature hits, its controller steals a card from the player that they hit, so it's theft for everyone. Yeah, full chaos, dude. I love that sort of stuff. Sobdame says it costs 8 mana, though. Oh, shit, does it? Yeah. I mean, it's a sorcery, though. There's ways to make it cheaper, I suppose. I'm just not very good at deck building. I tried building a deck recently, which is... I love it so much. It's my... I was actually talking about it earlier. It's my Carmen deck. And it's just... I can't figure out what's wrong with it. I think it just doesn't ramp mana quickly enough. And it like... Wow, why the fuck is this in night mode? What the hell? My Chrome isn't on night mode. Damn it, I'm looking at it on another page and it's blinding me. Sorry. So this is my Carmen deck. It's not ideal. I think there's probably just not enough lands. You know, I have a couple tutors in here. I have Wound Reflection. I have fucking Blood Artist. I have a bunch of stuff that should be really cool, but it just doesn't really work as easily. I don't know. Apollo says, I've never seen anyone say no to proxies at the table, especially if the text is on the card somehow. Exactly, yeah. I full on like had a proxy for Wilhelt, my commander, for the longest time, where I just took a dry erase card and then wrote out the entirety of Wilhelt's normal deck description or card description on it in extremely painfully tiny handwriting. So, Maleficent Corvo says, "Love me a Carmen Sandiego deck." Exactly, dude. I want to do some funny ass like card or deck themes here soon. Oh, let's see. Soggy Juby says for Gonti, it's actually kind of busted. Wait, hold on. Is it G-O-N-T-I? Yeah, Gonti Canadian Acquisitor. Sorry, not Inquisitor. First of all, he looks cool. Whenever one or more creatures you control deal combat damage to a player, look at the top card of that player's library, then exile it face down. You can play that card for as long as it remains exiled, and the mana of any type can be used to cast that spell. But it'd be Gonti... God, this guy's so cool! Fuck. Let's see. Night Minister. Yeah, whenever a creature deals combat damage to one of your opponents, its controller looks at the top card of that library, that opponent's library, exiles it face down, and then they can play it. So that's cool. That's sick. Again, totally fucks with the game though. DBC said Gonzi is a precon too? You're kidding. Really? This version? I'm assuming this is what we're talking about. Outlaws of Thunder Junction. Fuck, it doesn't say what the commander is, but I don't know. I like him. I think he's neat. Anyway, we went through the tapestry, we went through the snack taste test, we talked about magic updates. Benji says, I prefer to go full tribal. That way my bad deck building can be blamed on that better cards don't fit the theme. Exactly. Okay, yes, I do the exact same thing. So Carmen, 100% just like fucking vampires and vampire-related accessories. It's everything that's on here has to do with blood. I added a bunch of blood token shit, even though it's objectively bad. I also added Camille of the Inner... Where is it? Where the fuck is it? This isn't organized the way I usually organize it, but that's fine. Camille the Inner Sun, which is a card that is not like the most expensive thing in the world, but it basically makes it so that you can draw a bunch of cards and play shit for free. Yeah, here we go. And I just added it because it gives Latino vibes, and canonically I mean, technically not Latin, they're just Spanish. It gives Spanish vibes, and canonically the vampires in this like whole release are Spanish, so I just went with it. Soggy Doobie says, what set are you using? This is Archidect, but I personally use Mana Box to build my decks. And then Yves says, have you seen the Rat King for the new Ninja Turtle set that's coming out? He who's gonna be ruining my rat deck. I might buy that as a single, honestly, because I feel that. I was doing really well, not really well. I was doing okay last night with my Ren the Relentless deck. So I kind of want to go back in once that set releases, and it's probably the only thing I'll buy from it, to be honest, to hop in and make it at least like that much better. So one thing that we were gonna do today, aside from all of this nonsense talking about Magic the Gathering and the tapestries, Cheese Prof says Spaniard vampires, a fascinating choice. I know, right? It's kind of a cool little flavor thing. So everything that's in here is vaguely Spanish or vaguely blood related, like canonized. I mean, these are all like vampire things to be sure, but Blood Fountain and all that. Objectively a bad card. I just like having it in. So we talked about the new tapestry. We did a little snack taste test. The other thing that I was going to do today is potentially get into a post-apocalyptic game that I'm not sure you guys have heard of before, that you guys can help me make the decisions for and hopefully not kill me in. It's a post-apocalyptic simulator style, like kind of interesting sort of game where you have to do a lot of intense crafting. It's really hardcore as well. Oh wait, hold on. Smite Lord says, while you're looking at magic cards, can you look at my son Grolnok the Omnivore? I just love him and I want more people to see him. Yeah, absolutely. Grolnok. Oh my god, I think I have this guy. He's a little frog dude, isn't he? Ah! He's so cute. Whenever a frog you control attacks, mill 3 cards, and when a permanent is put into your graveyard from your library, exile it with a croak counter. So I did want to build this into a deck, only because I really wanted to make teeny little frogs out of clay, out of polymer clay, to use as croak counters. And so this would be like one of the very few decks that I built specifically to play in person as opposed to like online. And especially because I used to be a frog scientist. So here, hold on. Clay. Small clay frog. And so I could make like teeny little... hold on. Probably not poison dart frogs, but I probably do the types of frogs that we have around here, Pseudocris regilla or Hyla regilla. They're like Pacific Forest frogs, Pacific tree frogs. But I would do something like this and just set these on the cards. I think it'd be the cutest fucking thing. I don't know. I really want to get into polymer clay specifically for Magic the Gathering and that sort of stuff here soon. I don't know. It's cute. Pastelbox says, for your zombies, if your friend is out of bracket, try this one. Verena's Knights of the Living Dead on Moxfield. Verena's Knights of the Living Dead. I'm gonna copy that and add it to my clipboard to look at later. Because looking at other decks on Moxfield never works for me. I can't wrap my head around how much text there is. I have to like look at them in person. Lino says, this reminds me of the board game Talisman, which about 80% of the reason to play is to turn people into frogs. What? Oh, and Luigi says, shame you never got your doctorate in frogs. You could say you used to be a frog doctor for a great conversation starter. Let me tell you, the frogs are beyond saving. It's really depressing, but Erie access Ludicrous. Yeah, so hold on. Ludicrous Regilla, unrelated to Ludicrous. So they're called Pseudocrus regilla. They're the Pacific chorus frog or Pacific tree frog. And they are the cutest little guys. They just have like these little, you can tell them because they have these little stripes on their eyes. And they sing. And they're the Pacific Northwest's only tree frog. So you can find them absolutely fucking everywhere. They like tuck themselves under corn leaves. And they're so small that I could fit one on like the very end of my pinky finger when it's like really teeny. We call them froglets when they're that small. It's so cute. Oh, Astarna says, how are you doing? And what are we talking about? We're talking about frogs, but I swear we're going to get into a post-apocalyptic game here in a sec and have you guys make the decisions for me. But I am now talking about frogs and I can't not continue when I've started. It's like alcoholism, but for chatting about frogs. They're so cute. They have like the cutest little sing-song voices and yeah, here we go. They're green, they're brown, they're like, I've never seen this kind in person before, like this orange color. I usually see like these brown ones or these green ones. And they have, so the way you can tell a tree frog, as opposed to like a different kind of frog, if you look at their toes, you can see that their toes have like these kind of square ends as opposed to rounded ends. You can see they're almost like knobby looking. And that is how you know that it's a tree frog. And that's how you know that it helps them climb better, essentially. Pastelbuck says, aren't frogs a playable race in D&D? They are, but they're kind of nerfed because wait, hold on. Is it? I'm thinking of oh no, grung. Yeah, the grung. They are, but if I remember correctly, they have to be kept moist, which doesn't work for a lot of campaigns unless you work really hard at it. They are in Daggerheart, and it's a lot more accessible in Daggerheart. But yeah, let's see. Berserker Bifrost says, hey, hi, hello, Miss Diana. Hi. And then, yeah, no, but I really like little like obscure counters. I think I saw a whole, there's something on the wiki, MTG wiki, that was just like a bunch of types of counters, a whole list of them. In particular, ones that weren't used in they were just using like their particular cards. There we go. I always complain about this page being the most beige page known to man. So we look at croak counters. Yeah, it has a bunch of, and I'm so sorry, Instagram, you're not gonna be able to see the screen share as easily, but other counters on a single card. Yeah, so there's a bunch of these types of counters. How cool would it be to just create a bunch of polymer clay tokens to represent these counters? Like, how cute would it be? DBC said like acorn counters? Yeah, for the chitter spitter. That's not a slur, that's actually what it's called. Hold on. This little guy. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may sacrifice a token, and if you do, put an acorn counter on this artifact. Imagine getting just like a whole... Dude, I could go out to fucking Portland and just gather a bunch of acorns. Yeah, that'd be fine, but it'd be cuter if I made them out of clay. I don't know. Man, I wish I had free time. Astronomist says, how many frog species are there? So fucking many, but less than there used to be. Climate change is a bitch and a half, you guys. It's not fun. Natsu says, oh, I might need that artifact. It's fun, it's cute. Look at this little guy. He's got a fucking gun. It's so adorable. Hold on, Instagram. I'm gonna show you this because I may as well. This is the Chitter Spitter. One of my favorite cards from my, what is it, Chatterfang? My Chatterfang deck? He's just shooting. He's doing a good job. Let's see. Cheese Prop says, not gonna lie, making stuff out of clay is fun. Yeah, especially polymer clay. It's a lot easier to work with than you think. You just have to spend a lot of time doing it, and then you can like bake it in order to set it. It's really cool. Yeah, I don't know. DBC said the squirrels need a legal version of the Earl of Squirrel. What is the Earl of Squirrel? Oh my god. A squirrel advisor with Squirrel Link. Damage dealt by this creature also causes you to create that many 1/1 green squirrel creature tokens? Dude. Creature tokens you control are squirrels in addition to their other creature types. Other squirrels you control get +1/+1. Man, it's an expensive card, but I think that's fucking awesome. Goodness. Oh, it's on the list. Oh my god, look at this portrait. Look at this distinguished gentleman. Oh my gosh, Astronomus wants us to start a poll saying frogs or toads. I forget the actual difference between frogs and toads. I feel like it's one of those things that scientists don't actually care about as much, or that isn't really a thing. Oh, Smite Lord said, what kind of frog is Grolnok, in your professional opinion? Okay, it's really hard to tell. It's really hard to tell because, hold on, open image of new tab. Let me get closer. Let me get all of in his little feetsies, because that's the easiest way to tell, is if you look at a frog's, there's a couple different ways, right? You look at their morphology, you look at their actual, like, whether or not they have, like, hardened horns and spikes on across their back and things like that. Like the way this guy has a little horn like thing across his eyes makes me think he's probably actually some other form of reptile and not really a frog, but it's fine. Looking at his toes, he's definitely a tree frog, so no matter what, this guy can climb. The webbing is really exaggerated. I haven't seen that before. Looking at his back legs would be a little bit easier to tell if he's like a spadefoot variety or something like that, but it's been a long time since I had my degree be useful, so. Oh no, it's Lino says, professional opinion. He's cute. Exactly. He's just a little guy. He's just a little meat-eating fella. I also like how you can see the outline of the body inside, just like limp. That's kind of metal. Announcer says the Earl of Squirrel isn't legal for Commander Diana. I know, but it'd be cool if it was. How fucking sick would that be? Look at him. He seems nice. Deuce Covington says, have you ever played Battletoads? No, I did fight a bullfrog with a stick once when I was in college trying to do research. It went limp. And then I just walked away. So I think it technically won, but still. Let's see. Grookie over on Instagram says, all toads are poisonous, but not all frogs are poisonous. Something about toes being different too. Some other stuff I can't quite recall. Yeah, I can't either. It's been a long time. Genshazam, hi, saying hello. Hope you're doing well. I had someone send me a magic video from you recently, so I think you're officially a full magic content creator. Dude, other people have been doing magic content stuff for so long that it's so intimidating to try and even be a magic content creator, but at the same time, I'm having a great time. I'm just a hobbyist. I'm just a tabletop creator at this point. I'm not even a D&D creator anymore. I just talk about board games and all that sort of stuff. Your nickname says new here. What's your favorite kind of plant? Oh my god, monsteras. Easily. 100%. Technically snapdragons, if we're talking about flowers. If we're just talking about houseplants, definitely a monstera. And then MGD says amphibians are strange creatures. They are. And Pastelblock says, aren't frogs more into hip-hop than toads? That's... Yeah, I believe that was actually a big reason why frog and toad eventually got divorced in the books. Lucas says, dying of the snapdragon mentioned. Yeah. And Yvette says, TTRPGs, which with a splash of pretty cards. Yeah, so I am actually going out this weekend to a... The poll is up, by the way, and wrapping up here in a couple minutes if you're watching on Twitch and you want to vote. I'm going this weekend out to a cabin with a bunch of friends, a bunch of nerds in the TTRPG space and then in the tabletop space who live in the Pacific Northwest. We're all like driving out and gathering in a like Airbnb out near Mount Hood somewhere where we're gonna chill and play games and play Magic and do like little hikes and explore and do some like wine type tour maybe or something like that. We're being tourists in our own state essentially, and so I'm excited. I am also bringing basically every single board game I own, because the thing is I have a big car, not a big car, it's not like a truck or anything, I'm not an asshole. It's a relatively large car and I get to drive maybe an hour or two to the location, so I can bring basically whatever I want. It's, for the first time, I can hang out with my nerd friends and not have packing space be an issue like it is with cons. So I'm bringing Wormspan, I'm bringing Wingspan, I'm bringing fucking Finspan, I'm bringing Sleeping Gods, I'm bringing Betrayal at the House on the Hill, the 5th edition or 4th edition or whatever it is. I'm bringing 2nd edition? I think it's 2nd, actually. Yeah. I might bring Eshkatan if I have extra space. I'm bringing so many fucking games, and I'm just gonna pile them all out and be like, here, let's just play whatever we feel like. Pick a vibe, and I'll tell you. I get to do the content creator, like, let me recommend games for you thing, but I get to do it in person, which is cool. Deuce coming in says, let us know what fraction of those games you actually play. It's probably gonna be like 2 of them, because we're probably just gonna play Magic the whole time. We are bringing our Magic decks. Dr. Norb says, is this the D&D hotel? No, that's up in Canada, from what I understand. Although I did see a couple of friends play around in that recently. If you look at Taylor's channel, I think she posted about it. Natster says her deck's gonna be her entire trunk. I am gonna bring my bulk in case I have to do some changing up on the fly. Mperk says Coop is my is my favorite mini TTG. I never liked Coup. I don't know. I don't like social bluffing games. I don't play poker or anything like that. Social deduction games, I'm a little iffy on. I can maybe do it if I play Blood on the Clock Tower, but that's because it gives a lot of people a lot of things to do and it's a lot easier to learn than most other social deduction games. It's easier to get over the curve. I don't know. Cal over on TikTok says, how do you like Pathfinder 1E or 2E? I don't play either version. I'm not familiar with either version, to be honest. I'm very entrenched in D&D, so since they have such an overlap, I haven't really felt the need to get into Pathfinder. But I know a lot of people who play it and really like it. Yeah. Let's see. Fairland says, Secret Hitler and Blood in the Clock Tower are jams. Blood in the Clock Tower is so good, and I'm glad that it's finally like becoming mainstream. I'm so excited about that. Let's see. Oh, and Genshin Sam says I brought Wormspan, but I haven't gotten a chance to play it yet. Of the three of them, I feel like Wormspan is definitely the harder one. Wingspan is kind of in the middle. It just takes a long time, to be honest. And then Finspan is like the easiest, most beginner-friendly one, in my humble opinion. But Yves says I played Wingspan for the first time recently. It was good, if pretty confusing when playing with no knowledge. Yeah, that's the thing, is it's like kind of the harder of the trilogy. I really like Finspan though. I also got the upgraded meeples for Finspan. Let me show you what these things look like. These guys are Finspan upgraded resources. I'm a slut for upgraded resources, dude. Holy shit. So yeah, they have these like, these little wooden fish and things like that. But they also have these gelatinous squishy eggs. When I tell you, this is a contender for the most delicious looking fucking meeple out there. The fucking eggs from Wormspan, get out of here. This is 100% the new crowned winner. They look so good. They look like gushers. They look like gushers. And I'm so tempted to just like, you know, like mess around with them and like chew on one. Natsu says the upgraded resources make bank accounts empty though. Yeah, but it feels cool. I like it. I think it's fun. I also got the upgraded, like, here, hold on. We have extras, accessories, metal coins, miniatures. Let's do accessories maybe? Yeah, so this is where they have like all the upgraded meeples and, you know, all these sorts of things. Oh my god, they have fucking stone eggs for Wormspan and Wingspan now. I might buy those. But I do have the Wormspan upgrade pack too, which is like actual metal coins and proper woodcut resources. I love this sort of stuff. Face Duck says, I'm in love with Wormspan. I just got their upgraded resources and the new expansion for the baby dragons. I want that so bad, dude. Oh my god, it looks so cool. It looks so fun. But yeah, I really like this sort of stuff. It's the same with, oh my god, what was it? It was any really expansion. I just absolutely love it. Same with Kingdom Death. Anytime that they put out anything, I really want to. And Gaius says, do you play Wingspan on stream? I do not, or on Steam. I haven't gotten into Wingspan or Flamecraft, which are the two major board games that I know of that are being adapted. Probably should, but I feel more, I have more fun playing in person when it comes to board games, you know? Let's see. C-From says, have you ever heard or played Darkest Night? Super cool. No, I've never heard of it. Darkest Night. Darkest Night. Wait. Night with N-I-G-H-T. It's generally refers to the winter solstice. Oh, but it's a podcast. And it's also a board game, and it's also a 2020 short. I'm assuming it's this? 4 unique heroes work together to stop a powerful necromancer's terrible plans. I haven't. It's giving the same vibe as Dawn of Madness, though. It's got that same energy in the artwork and in the way. Is this made by the same people, actually? I feel like it looks like the same game. Like, this is just Dawn of Madness. Is it from Dimension Games? It's not. It feels like the same thing in a different font. I gotta be very careful scrolling through this because this has got some very inappropriate shit in some of the pictures, but this is a game that I'm really excited to show up at my door because it's very much like incredibly mature and horrible. horrifying. Angel Lover says, you look like you have the best board game collection. I would love to one day. I really, really just like collect horror games for sure. And then everything else that seems kind of fun or is story-based or like I just think is, I don't know, exciting, I also add in. Astronomus says, do you have any recommendations on any cosmic horror video games or TTRPG art? Ooh, I would look at the art behind the stuff that Monty Cook does. They adapted... Fuck, what was it called? I refer to it as the SCP, like, TTRPG. Monty Cook. It's in here somewhere. It uses the Cypher system. Here we go. Oh, shit! They put out another Old Gods update. That's kind of cool. Old Gods is more folk horror, though. I was thinking of... Sure. Invisible Sun, Old Gods. No. It's not any of this. Oh, the Magnus Archives. Some of the Magnus Archives stuff kind of falls into that category. Their art is amazing. I also really, really recommend looking into Call of Cthulhu type stuff. Cthulhu and Lovecraft. Lovecraft himself was an asshole. We all know that. So just keep that in mind and be respectful of that as you go through. But Eldritch Horror has never really been my thing, to be honest. Oh, not the Green Bay Packers says, do you have the Baldur's Gate version of Betrayal? I love it. I don't. I have the D&D version of Horrified, but I didn't know there was a Baldur's Gate, like, Betrayal expansion. That's really cool. Shit, I should look for that. Legendary Plague says, have you heard of Delta Green? I have. I kind of want it, but I have trouble with some of the themes of that game. Not personally, I just don't like certain types of horror over others. I'm a really big, like, body horror fan, which is why I'm so into things like Dawn of Madness and, like, all this sort of why are their fingers there type shit. Ethan says, hi, Diana, I haven't seen you in so long. You got lost in my algorithm? Fuck. Shit, I forgot to pray to the TikTok gods. I'm sorry. Well, I'm glad you found me. Welcome in. And also, Ethan, thank you so much for the 25 bits in the form of hearts. That's really sweet of you. We also have Hasbar who says, I have to say, I love your enthusiasm over everything because I usually have no idea what you're talking about. I love my enthusiasm too. I don't know, man. This is why I was like so surprised when my doctor was like, oh my God, you're sleeping for 13 hours a day? What are you, fucking depressed? And I was like, no, I don't think so. I don't think I'm depressed. Bardic-ish, welcome in. Panda on point, good to see you. Hello, hello. Benji's heading off for the night, and Cheese Prop says, I forgot to ask before, but you love survival games. Did you ever play this War of Mine? Dude, I fucking love this War of Mine. This War of Mine is one of my favorite survival games, and then the follow-up, like, spiritual, not at all related successor to that being... Oh, what's the zombie one called? I played it on stream. Fuck, there's like a zombie game that's very similar. It's got the same side-scrolling mechanics and almost like basically a copy of how you do the sneaking around and the combat and all that sort of stuff. Pie God, thank you for the 50 bits. Also, hello to all of our new followers. We have Iokin, good to see you. And Sheila, who says, Diana, I saw you at TwitchCon 2024 and I had a crush ever since. Keep being awesome. I appreciate it. Thanks for saying hi. I'm still on the fence about TwitchCon this year. I don't really... Unless they fix some things. I don't know. Chris says Project Zomboid. No, I know what you're thinking of. Project Zomboid's also like a fantastic fucking like zombie game. What am I thinking of? It's got... I can picture the cover and I can picture the loading screen. It's not The Wolf Among Us. Tailspire, no. Slime Rancher, RuneScape, Repo. Where the fuck is it? No, I'm Not a Human. It's not The Long Dark. Oh, Into the Dead. Into the Dead has the exact same... If you like this War of Mine, Into the Dead is going to be the exact same sort of thing. Our Darkest Day specifically. It's been a mobile game for a long time, but Into the Dead, Our Darkest Days actually has like the exact same looting mechanics and like a story, and you have to be really careful about how you touch things. For example, if you cause too much noise, then it's gonna fuck you over. Oh my God, wait, did they put out an expansion? Oh, they did put out an expansion. Fuck yeah. Hell yeah. You can build a little bit, but it's not freeform building or anything like that. It's like the exact same like upgrade shelter mechanics. And you can explore the map. It's in Texas, as opposed to like some random Russian-esque third, developing country out there. And instead of war, it's zombies. So it's really cool. Dirty Santa says, have you ever played any of the original isometric style Fallout games? I have a little bit. I didn't get very far in the first one. But I do want to go back to it so I can play through them all in order. Oh yeah, and then MGD says, I remember Left 4 Dead, and then they ruined that with Back 4 Blood. Is Back 4 Blood and Left 4 Dead the same series? No way. I thought it was just a ripoff. Oh yeah, and Yves says, when you get a cat eventually, are you gonna dress them up in a zombie or horror costume for Halloween and things? Oh, I don't know if there's a good way to do that. Maybe like a little mummy costume if they let me, because I plan on training the cat to be like pretty okay with like being handled and being like swaddled and wrapped up and stuff for the sake of being able to do, you know, medical care and things like that. But I think that for the sake of like costumes, hard maybe. I'd have to come up with like good costumes that are okay for cats, you know? Dr. Norm says Back 4 Blood was supposed to be a spiritual successor to Left 4 Dead, but it was a failure. Really? Wait, what was wrong with it? Was it just like the wrong kind of multiplayer or something? People just said it's not that good. Says PyCode. Oh, and Lino says, no, it's just made by a lot of the same folks as Left 4 Dead. Okay. Grimnell says, have you ever heard of the Walking Dead RPG by Free League Publishing? If so, would you recommend it? Yeah, so I actually played the quick start at Gen Con this past year, and it's honestly pretty good. I feel like it needs a little bit more polishing in terms of combat, but that's just because I'm very used to very crunchy D&D style combat, and I'm not used to like the year zero system very much. But I do like the way that the D6 pools work. I think that part is cool. I just think that there needs to be, I don't know, more to do maybe? I don't know. Yvette says, get a ragdoll if you want a chill cat. That breed straight up does not care about being bothered. I can't afford to be that picky with adoption, but I will keep an eye out. And Nods just says, or bow tie collars. But our cats don't wear collars, being inside cats. Yeah, I plan on kind of making it an on and off thing with the cat because I want to make sure that it is okay with a collar, and that if the door has a chance of being opened that day, that it's wearing a collar that day. Because one of you guys actually gifted me a collar with an air tag on it. Because as much as indoor cats are a thing, I don't know, I'm always a little concerned about like someone getting lost. Pygon, have you ever tried a Warhammer TTRPG like Dark Heresy? I haven't. I'd be down, but there's a lot of lore to get into, you know? And then we also had someone over on Instagram who said, have you looked at Draw Steel at all? I haven't, but my friend Andy is really into it. And so I kind of want to hear more from, they're also going to be at the cabin this weekend. So I might chat with them about like, hey, what do you actually like about it? So I can get a little bit more into what it's about. Try and get a little bit more into it. And Angel Lover says, I need some help with the campaign. I want to trap my party into a Jumanji type game. How could I be crunchy as fuck about this? Oh man. So, I don't know. I mean, if you really, really want, it depends on what the game is, and it depends on how you're going to get them to get interested in it. I don't think you need to be crunchy about that necessarily. I think if anything, the thing to be crunchy about is maybe not giving them saving throws and whatnot when it comes to resisting being sucked into the game. I don't think that should be a thing, because if you need it to progress the story, it shouldn't be hinging on a saving throw. That's just a general rule of thumb for DMing. Angel Lover said, my first thought was a gigantic bag of holding. The thing is, if you get really crunchy about a gigantic bag of holding, that means that they can't open any other bag of holding inside the bag of holding, because then it'll explode and spit you out into the astral plane. So that means that they can't use any sort of dimension, pocket dimension type opening spells. So be very careful about that. But I think a demi plane would work. Flying Monkey says, if you want a cat, my roommates have a horde of cats and we'll probably have kittens soon. Aw, that's really sweet. I know, it is kitten season up soon, and a lot of people around here especially have, I don't know, like, Oregon has really good rules about trap spay release, or trap neuter release, I think it's called. But I anticipate in the next couple of months there's gonna be a lot of cats that need homes. So I'm collecting stuff in anticipation of that. But yeah. And Federation says, I like the idea of a scabbard / sheath of holding, where it's just swords and swords and swords. But dude, actually, like, kind of a solid idea would be oh my god, like a magical sheath that automatically changes its shape to hold any type of weapon you need. So that way, I mean, granted, when you buy a weapon, it's just hand waved in D&D, and usually people just assume that you have a scabbard for it or a sheath for it. So I guess you don't really need to worry about it. But Patik says, I made my own TTRPG called the Realms TTRPG Multiverse. A multiverse, interesting. But yeah, congrats on the release, hell yeah. And then so Sobdame says, I say play into your players RPing and don't hold the rules too close to heart. Yeah, I feel like with the actual transition into the demi-plane or wherever you're bringing them to, you don't really need to do that much to worry about dice rolls. But once you're in there, you know, that's, I don't know. I also haven't seen Jumanji, so this all I know is that Jack Black is in it, and that's it. Overthinker says if you want to Jumanji your players, either don't give them a save, or better yet, give them a reason to want to fail, like an innocent or friend trapped in the game. Yeah, I would do that, because otherwise then they're just gonna immediately try and get out. They're gonna plane shift. They're gonna be fucking like fighting against whatever your plot is, and you want to weave in their backstory in a way that makes them want to go along with the plot, because it naturally brings them to the conclusion of their backstory's goals, if that makes sense. Oh my god, Cheese Bra said, why did you describe the ultimate scabbard? And my brain just went, potential pocket pussy. Actually though, that'd be funny as fuck. I wonder if I should commission... No, I can't. I was gonna say, maybe I should commission fucking Jack Panic to make like a little zine type release for a magical pocket pussy for April Fool's Day. But I don't think my reputation can get away with that. That'd be a little too far. And Jack's, I don't know about that either. But Grimnell wants me to hydrate. I can do that. And Angel Lover says, oh, sorry, what was your advice? Basically, don't... Clever Kale says, I'm sorry, what did I just tune into? Don't worry about it. Talking about holidays, as usual. Oh my god, what was the question? Oh yeah, talking about using Jumanji mechanics. I would say, oh, Stellis over on YouTube also says you're going to Gen Con this year. I am, if you haven't already left, Stellis. I will be there. I'm trying to arrange a signing, but I don't know how those work, so I'm gonna ask the team and see what they can help me out with. So, the... Nth Iteration says, what would the inside be? I don't know, soft? Okay, so Jumanji. You want to make sure that you don't have a saving throw for them to go into the game. And what we were talking about was kind of the way that in order for them to want to be in the game and to want to follow the game to its natural conclusion, you have to weave in elements of each player's backstory and kind of like into the game. So someone said like, oh, make sure that there's a forgotten or lost family member or friend or lover or something like that who's trapped in the board game. So they already have to go in to get that person out. Something like that, right? It doesn't have to be so black and white, but like anything that's would give people motivation to follow the main storyline because it will naturally bring them to the conclusion of their backstory is good. You want to do that sort of stuff. Christoph says, my party is currently trying to get back to turn a quest in. The wizard's starting to look into teleportation circle. I wasn't aware it's a 5th level spell. They don't have the spell slot. Any advice? Oh, wait, as in, are you trying to get them to... Are you trying to help them home with the teleportation circle, or are you trying to prevent them from getting back by cheating and jumping across the distance as opposed to walking back? Because my advice is going to change depending on which one. Also, DBC said the inside is clearly a vacuum void. God damn it. Let's see. Oh, Overthinker says, here's the thing. An extra dimensional pocket pussy is just a portal to a succubus's house. Use at your own risk. God, it's like that fucking Beetlejuice bit where it's just a house in the middle of nowhere. Because if you're trying to, here, let me see, teleportation circle. Because from what I understand, teleportation circle, it is a 5th level spell, but you also need to like, it takes a long ass time to do, isn't it? Oh no, the casting time's only a minute. Okay, here it is on Roll20. A lot of people have permanent teleportation circles inscribed somewhere within their confines. They include a unique sigil sequence, so you learn the sigil sequences for 2 destinations on the material plane automatically, which are determined by the GM as soon as you learn this spell. You can cast the teleportation circle in the same location every day for a year to make it permanent. And let's see. Okay. I let them start studying to fast track, but I wasn't aware it's a spell that's above their level. Give them a spell scroll, honestly. Or 2 spell scrolls if you know your wizard is the type of person to destroy the first one in order to make make it permanent, something that they permanently know. You could also potentially look into the concept of someone, if they can communicate to someone in their destination who has spellcasting, you know, maybe they can hire a mage back in their town that they're trying to get to open up a portal on the other side. If it's two-way, if it's possible to create a two-way walkway like that, then maybe they could just like order a taxi that way, you know? Yvette says, I gotta go, I should be back before the end of stream, but beware the pocket dimension, pussy. Its mysteries are dangerous to the unaware. Good God. I might actually wrap stream a little bit early, only because I'm really, really, really hungry and I do need to grab dinner at some point. And Perk says you're forgetting tentacles. Also, Fluffy Unicorn. Hello. Hi, it's good to see you. And then Vance says, are you doing any new magic decks? Probably, I might make a... What is his name? It's not Vraska. Zask? The skittering Wormlord or something like that? The dude who's like an insect, a Golgari insect. Kale says, what's for dinner? I get some fish and chips. But, I don't know. Yeah, we might wrap it up a little early today. I appreciate you guys for hanging out. But Sob Damn says bone wheat. See y'all in a week. Oh yeah, so if you guys are watching over on Instagram, I'm gonna go ahead and say goodbye to you now. Thank you guys so much for hanging out, and if you saw my Instagram story, that's a sneak peek at some new merch that's coming soon. It'll be available to people on YouTube, specifically members on YouTube, for a week before I release it to the general public. So you'll get 1 week early access if you care about that sort of thing, if you're a YouTube member. And beyond that, the tapestry is available now. It just won't be shipping until... Sorry, my TikTok live was freaking out. There we go. It won't be shipping out until February 13th, I believe. So that's the tapestry. Fucking huge tapestry. And so thank you so much, Instagram. I will see you time. And then for those who are watching over on Twitch or YouTube and TikTok, for those on TikTok, I'm gonna say goodbye now as well. And head off. And then I will be back tomorrow at 5 o'clock Pacific for a continuation of the stream. We're probably going to play a little bit of a new post-apocalyptic game because I'm really into post-apocalyptic shit recently, and that sort of stuff is fun. Space Duck says, have fun and goodbye to everyone and much love. Oh my god, also Twombly, hi. Mad Pilgrim, hello. Fluffy Unicorn, hi. Super great to see you. Let me send you guys over to a friend. Let's see who's on right now and who's doing some cool shit. Oh my god, wait, Tanner's playing. Guys, okay. Tanner's a really good friend of mine. He has been dying to play, dying to finish, I guess I should say, fucking Blueprints for the longest time. He tried to do it yesterday and he couldn't finish. So I'm gonna send you guys over to him. And in the meantime, I'll be back tomorrow. We'll actually do a full-length stream. I am just exhausted from sleeping till 2. So it'll be a sec, but tomorrow will be better. And tomorrow we'll do a full-length stream. So say hi to Tanner. Check out his podcast as well. It's actually the first podcast that I ever did an interview on too. Fucking long ass time ago. And then the channel's just exploded since then. So yeah, tell him I said hi. And in the meantime, I'll see you guys tomorrow at 5. Bye-bye.